私の刀を見たのか。じゃ、その速さを試してみる？
明らかな嘘より
手抜き。
Ah, there we go. Apologize. Hello, Arya. And King Evil. Hello, hello. Thank you for the reminder. I was like, yeah.
Riichi. 手抜き。
I'm too far away from Tenpai and don't have any information about X suits, so I'm not gonna go for it. Two five.
リーチ、ツモ、ドラさん。南岸。
But let's see what did I say over when my mic was muted? Oh, hello King Evil. I remember you got 5 logs that we can take a look at since you're here today. Let's see what else.
手抜き。
Yeah, how you doing? And if you're, they got 9M.
手抜き
Possible half flush. Less possible of half flush. I'm not gonna go for it. If it was a 2P, I might pawn. I'm really stalling it out. But now with this, I might pawn a 3P. Maybe, no. Two 5x.
独特すぎると排斥されます。
Don't forget, they have 9M pair.
手抜き。
1-4. We're 1 away. I could pawn that.
ポン敵の動きを見落とすな
2 By the way, if I didn't pawn, I would have drawn that. And then dealt into that. Dun, 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 dun. Hello, a deaf four. Currently on the top right, I only have YouTube chat, but I still see Twitch chat. Possible chanta here, but we'll see. I don't think I should go out of my way to go for chanta. It is possible, but we don't have to. Now we have this. I'll discard a 3. I say that and I'm doing this. Obviously, play the 9 over the 6, but all right. Please don't give me an 8p. Oh. That hurts so much. And they had pulled the north right after. Oh, I could have stalled for 1 turn.
Riichi.
7, 8p, so it doesn't want a large p suit. The range is from 2 to 7p. Could be a 4 or 5 waiting for 3, 6. Otherwise, it's an X suit, right?
Riichi, Tsumo, Doragi, Doraichi, Mangan.
It should have been a Hanuman. No, actually, no. I drew a 6, so it wouldn't have been. All is good. Oh, maybe. If we draw 2 more of this, 2 more of that. Could go for half flush. Thankfully, we're not going for 13 orphans. They're going for an X suits. 3, 4, 8p. Ooh. Is it possible a 5 to lure out a 2? Unlikely. Do I greed? I greed once. Yeah, I kind of have to respect this, you know. 6 though. Fine, I'll play red. 6 is not confirmed, but it's not the worst tile. Maybe a 1, 4p. Nice. And of course I draw the 1p. 7p gets through. Could be a white weight, by the way. One, 2, 3. Ugh. I really should listen to myself a bit more. huh?
リーチってドライオンマンガン
Hmm. I even said it out loud. Could be a 1-4P, he says. And proceeds to deal in. There's one where the AI'd on me with Beckman 2 times. That's when they truly turn on the bot, like the hacks, yo. Eight, 9 doesn't have a 7. Play south. There's one there. Two P is stalling, so they have two. I'm just afraid this might be a bit late to discard.
Oh, 敵の動きを見落とすな。カン、これで少しは楽しめそう。
ペー抜き
ポン、敵の動きを見落とすな。
I'm only willing to do that because I have 9M. There's one 1P left. 2P. It is my last dealer turn and I'm in third, so gotta push for it.
血の匂いがしてきたな。
ペー抜き
チーズトイトイ。
つも
つも。
つまらない結末だ。鎮一トイトイ赤ドラ1倍満。
Not bad, not bad. Hmm. 1, 2, 3X.
リーチ 手抜き
I really don't want to play this 369p. Fine.
うむ間違っていない
Hey. All right. Avoided the worst scenario.
リーチなん
トイトイ
で
ウェイ
ドラに
9M and south.
マンガン ペー抜き
Why do I play Hanchan more than East only? Well, for me, playing East only, it's too much of a toss-up of like, you know. Hang on. For example, if you start off as East, right, your first dealer. Well, the problem with that is if your opponent gets a good hand, right? There are times where you know, like, there's nothing you could have done, right? I'm sure there's been a few times in your games as you're climbing that you've experienced it, just there's nothing you could do. And the reason being is, well, Q1X doesn't have a 3. Oh,
つも
you
つ
hate
まら
to
ぬ
see it.
結末だ
But it's
つも
like
ドラ1
having more turns as dealer, right? Because dealer is a very powerful weapon.
手負いの獣には気をつ
And
け
when things line up, you do a bunch of damage. And playing Hanchan gives you more opportunity to come back from certain places. Allows maybe if, let's say, if you are much more skilled than the other person, but it just so happens if you're playing East only that the other person just has a better hand, right?
Riichi. つも
On top of that, point-wise, you earn more.
リーチ
So it's the combination of, let's say, more
ドラ1
stability of if you are much more skilled than the other person, you're supposedly more likely to win, right? On top of that, not about pure luck.
この星に少し
Yeah.
手入れが必要
There, obviously, there are some rounds where it's just pure luck and there's nothing you can do about it. But this is part of the game, right? What else was I gonna say? And point-wise, like, if... Let's see, I spent 20 minutes for... Yeah, I streamed for 20 minutes. I played one game. You know, maybe I might have played the same amount of, like, 20 minutes for one game in East, maybe. And obviously, the best case scenario is I get, what, 320 points? But at the same time, the worst case scenario would be I minus 320 points. I prefer a much more steady climb. Does that make sense? Maybe because I guess in a sense that's probably the largest reason, right? Hey, like if you're able to be extremely lucky and climb all the way up, right, all the way to legend rank, then sure, you know, go ahead, right? East is obviously the fastest way. However, like, I'm not that lucky. I've accepted the fact, right? I'm already very lucky to have you guys, so yeah, and that's more than enough for me. And if, let's say, today this person just beat me straight up in Hanchan, right? Most likely they are just better, much more skilled than I am. And also, if you really want to go into statistics, right?
手抜き
I think, like, yeah, in East only, the lowest winning percentage rate is East. Bruh. Really? Feels bad, man.
Bon. 敵の動きを見落とすな。ボン、敵の動きを見落とすな。つもつまらない結末だ。トイトイペイドライチ。
I mean, I know I played 600 East only. I see sometime I wasn't able to do anything to win or even get second place. Yeah. 3, 4, 5, 6. Nah, let's play more. And yeah, and like with that scenario, right? Imagine that and it's your dealer turn. What are you gonna do? Right? At least give me a fighting chance. This player has 2 south. I'll play the red here because on the off chance I do draw a 1M or anything, right? I don't want to get pwned when I reach. It's very minor details, but sometimes it can make a world of difference, right? Good God. You discarded 1 green.
リーチ目標確認
Ooh, fine.
リーチ悪いね。私も乗らせてもらう。
ロン
Damn it.
戦闘終了
Maybe they have pair of east. Oh, it was there.
リーチ一発ドラ1ペイドラ1ドラ1マンガン
Half flush, maybe. When you see the log, you will get shocked how I survived
目
the east
標発
only.
見ポン
Sure. Let's take a look at it after this.
ペイ抜き。
We are 1 away. I want to go 1x. This is double-sided. 694. Could also go for Tanya. Actually, no.
そうですか 手抜き
No, I'll keep it. I'm only willing to play that because I feel like they're not in Tempa yet. I'm playing with fire. And that 7p is already pretty crazy discard as well. 8p? Opponent 9 to play the 8? Ooh. It is so not worth it. That is so not worth it. It could be like Honitsu Toy Toy Dora Dora dealer, right? Called it. Called it. If there's a chance to get Yakuman, would you go for it? Well, if you really go down into details, if I was in 1st to 4th Dan, 100% I would go for it. And the reason being is well, first off, player in higher ranks can tell what you're trying to do, right? And players in lower ranks aren't really looking at your discards. So next is, why do you play this game? Are you someone that wants to, climb ranks the other way to get to legend and be known for that? Or are you someone that just want to have a good time, play the game, etc., etc.? I think that's also very important. Maybe there are a few Yakumans that I'm willing to give a try. For example, Su Uncle Tanki. Maybe, right? Two 7s. Oof. 7, 8, 9. I gotta go for it. Each Ipatsu Pay. Whatever they have. Mangan. Not bad, not bad. Risk to reward, right? If I were able to learn there, then my goal is playing 10k match. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 10k match? What do you mean 10k match? Goal, like 10k? I kind of don't understand. Like as in IRL? They had a green. Two. 1, 2. There's one there. Don't have any.
リーチ
Don't 6, 9
これ
P.
で終わりですか
No 3, 6. And they discarded 2 greens because
リーチ単ヤオ E ペイコーペイドラ1
they felt like I had the last one since they discarded 1. Because they know that I'm going for 13 orphans, right? That he has 2, so he thinks I have the last one. Damn.
手抜き
手抜き
Details. Ninth done. Also, I forgot to turn on streamer mode. One at 6 X. Ooh. I lost the 50-50. Either east or the red, right? I guess in a sense should play the east first because east is useless for me.
それから
But they would have pawned, that means I would have drawn the red.
手抜き
Oh well. They could be in tempai. They
これは
yeah,
ツモです
called
よ
it.
ね
Because they played their X suits, went to their P suits.
トンペイドラ1
Why did I stop making videos? Well, it became more of like, well, first off, technically I'm still making videos, just not daily.
手抜き
In a sense that like me streaming this, right? YouTube keeps a VOD of it. But it's like trying to do the same thing hoping for a different result. Just doesn't seem right. I almost pawned that, by the way. Maybe I could. No, I
目
don't
標
think.
発見
手抜き
Fine. We'll go Toy Toy. Maybe Sudanko. Maybe. Maybe. Who knows? But if you like, sure.
カンこれで少しは楽しめそう
And of course, right after I discard the 8-9. And I found out that there's a 9 up there.
目標発見
リーチ
For honest, Akage was very cool anime. Did you? I think it's called Akagi with a GI. Yeah, it was freaking amazing.
血の匂い
Very
が
big
してきた
fan of it. And I remember there's like several versions of it, right? There's one of him as a kid.
ロン
Uh-oh, that's not good.
戦闘
And they give
終
up
了
big 3 chance. Points Aka.
純本一ペイドラ1マンガン
Like the idea of them sticking their hand into the middle to draw and having some tiles are clear, some are blocked away.
手負いの獣には気をつけろよ
Oof.
九死
That's not
九
good.
敗
3, 4, 5. Hang on. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I'm down by 11,000. I have to go for it, right? Me too. Me too. I do. On when I first downloaded this game, they had the Gagi event. However, I wasn't like too into this, so I didn't get the character, unfortunately. Missing a green and south. No, I'm not gonna go for Chinoto. There's two 1X's there. Green and south.
Riichi 目標確認。ポン、それからポン。ロン、これで終わりですか？
本日ルイーソし
竜イーソー100万。
Hey, guess I'm still second place. But to be fair, the play on the right was really good.
どうやらこの
Bruh, I do not remember the last time I got a Yakuman. Like, in general. But, in a sense, that is my playstyle. Alright, let's take a look at your logs, since you are here. Da 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 da. Da 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 da. Today I was very close to getting another Chiho. What exactly are you taking? Like, do you have some sort of ritual that you're doing, or are you eating some sort of food? Is it because of my IP address? Bruh. Alright, first one. This is how you play offense. The last round is very crazy. This is the match I played before minutes. Liichi did what I expected, waiting for only 3 stones. But I was almost certain the first place player had at least one since he threw 9, so I was waiting for an 8. I also had 3 6 stones. He would eventually have to throw the 8 because it wasn't useful. I also did the Liichi did after the third place player threw the stone I needed, which was an 8. Even if he doesn't have an 8, he'll be confident. After seeing me do it, Liichi did after the third place player threw his stone, and also this stone is no use to him. He might need to give me a bit more context on that. But I assume you're talking about East 3. But let's take a look at the first few ones first. a regular player or just to climb ranks, you could just discard a white or red. If you really felt like going for big three, you could even discard a 6. Yeah, red. Possible 3P, right? It's fine because they technically threw out 1 already. Replace the 1. Wouldn't 4 replace the 1 here? Yeah, at the end, it would have been the same result. Because even if you kept the 4, right, you're not going to touch this. Possible 6-9P, that as well. Use this as a pair. You could use this as a pair, but this is much more volatile. You could change things around. Not bad, not bad. I'd say only one minor mistake, but it would have been the same result. Maybe a west. Nice. These two? Or you could discard a pair.
の芯が熱くなってきましたわ。
One away. Replaces the 8. Nice. What would I do here? I'd probably just still play the 7P. Mainly because of dealer. Yeah.
Riichi, もうすぐ終わるはずだ。
Option A, just play the 8P or even 9M. But if you want to go for it, you have to play this 3X. But here, yeah, just play the 6. They played the 9, 369X. It's fine.
Pom.
Riichi, ドラ1、ペードラ1、ドラ1。マン
I mean, don't get me wrong. When you're playing East only, there are times when like things just work out for you, right? You could just have an amazing run, and there's nothing. It feels nice too, right? And there's nothing they can do about it. It is a two-way street at the end of the day. Do you like to keep the 1 and 9s? So now you don't need this 9. Oh, but you don't go for 4. I probably would have played this. And the reason being is, well, obviously we won't talk about 6, 7, 8, right? But here you could change it into 6, 7, 8, 6x pair, 3, 4, 5, and go for 2, 5P. because you do lose out on what, 8 tiles compared to the 4 here, and you're not really losing out on this. Counter argument, you could pawn the 6x or 3p, go for a 258. Because right now, the biggest point I think you need to keep in mind is what is your win condition. It is all last right now. You only need, what, 3,000 points or 4,000. Because they're at 41,000. With 3 north, you try to do the fastest way you can. 3 north and dealer guarantees you. So any don. Oh, so this is what you're talking about, the 8x here.
Riichi,
Also, if you really want to plan this out, you could even do it like remember, right? So if you look at here, look at the top of the screen here, it will show you like this is the tile that they drew, right? If this tile disappears and gets played, like disappears, for example, right there, you see how this tile was the tile that was here, disappeared, and then they played a tile, right? That means they played a tile from their hand. Yeah, so maybe it might work out here, but honestly, in higher ranks, they do pay attention to that.
なぜこんなにも難しいのだ。
On top of that, 2x? 258. That 5x is devious. Hang on, let me think. 1, 4, 9. I don't understand. Why? They're waiting for the green. Oh. Oh, Furiten. That's their fault then. If I was this player, right, they already... Let's go back and look at their perspective. Right. I'm here. I don't back out. I'm at 41,000. Sure. Get through. I know 1M is a safe tile. I don't really need to go for it. Right. And there is a chance of dealer, you have to think. Dealer 1.5, 3 north, Liichi. That's Mangun. At least, right? That's 12,000 direct hit onto me. If I deal into them, and if they have anything on top of that, maybe a Pinfu or let's say, I don't know, Toy, anything like that, then I fall into 3rd place. They already started to back down with this 2x play. If I were them, I'd just keep backing down. So there's no really need for them to pawn this. Alright, and they got punished. And it is true, like, since I think the biggest selling point was this 5x that you automatically discarded, so they thought 8x was safe. And they were really fortunate that you didn't have anything else here, so they didn't fall down to 3rd place. Well done. Well done. Very interesting match. I think I've seen this name. Also, you know what this title means, right? Both these players are most likely Smurfs. Smurfs as in they created a new account when their level was obviously not a new player. You should see it all. Interesting matches. Sure. We got time. East? Yeah, that's fine. I probably would have played the 8x there, but it's all good. First note, they did switch suits, but it's not confirmed yet. Uh-oh. Yeah. 147 is just too sweet. And it's what, 5 tiles in. I don't think you did anything wrong here. It's just that they had a better hand. Oh, actually. Got a 2. Not an 8. You're missing out 3x. And there I would have played the West. You're just better. Actually, I am going to boot up where wins meet. I'll just attend the... Excuse me, that's me. That's me. Just going to attend the party and turn it off. Hang on one sec. I will turn the VTuber off then, because it's going to lag. My first option was actually did discard the 1p there actually. Again, reasoning being is 4-7p works. If you need a pair, I have South as a pair. 7 connects with a lot. You could have 5-6. That's 5x, 6x, 8x, 9x. And on top, I wouldn't be against pawn this. Nice. Change to toy toy? Wow. You're committed. Well, here, should play the 2x. At least you have a 6x possibility and have a south weight.
ロン
Not bad. Not bad. 1P was a tile that they drew, so. I think either way, whichever choice, Toy Toy or South Alone, you would have gotten there. Damn. It's so bright. Ooh, lost the 50-50. I mean, there, you obviously choose 1 or 9, right? But it happens. No worries. Nine X or 8P? A 5. There, I would have played the 8P. Because even if you draw 6 or 7 at P, you can use the 5P with it. And here, you could have what? Go for 3-6, 5X, and it's 1 extra draw. There's no way the AP is worth keeping over the 5X. Screw. Discard the 1-2. Change to Tanyo. No, Tanyo's too far away. Is it? You'd have to pawn the 5. Maybe a 2-3-4. Discard south. But you'd have to draw a 7P. And pawn a 5P. Which is going to be pretty rough. Wow. Wow. South. Yeah. Just play this out. AP works. All right, all last. 7,000 behind. So you need to 2, that's 5 plus 6. Sumo Mangan or direct hit. Pawn. Right? 1, 2. You get your Yaku first. South. Would you con here? Probably not. And just play the 8X. But you're going for glory and you need more points, so sure, why not? Bruh. So 1, 2, 2 Han. Bruh. Ooh. So close. You have to pawn here, right? What would I discard? Either one is I'd be willing to discard. Because they play 1x. I don't mind playing a 4x. 1x could also say that they have 4x. East is not available. I guess maybe probably discard the East since it's the Yaku. Ouch. 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 It hurts. That's fine though.
Long.
It was yours from beginning to end.
じゃあ初トイトイ赤ドラ1満願
Nice comeback. Nice comeback. Again, I think that there are few tiles that, like, I'm looking at your comment. Like, my opinion would be there are very few minor mistakes, but you weren't punished for it. I was unlucky and lucky at the same time. Yeah. And also, I remember they did like a general, what do you call it? Like a long time ago, there was this like stat graph, but this was in Mahjong Soul. But if you had to use the same like tier group as in Liichi is, well, in the highest tier, usually you can only afford to make 2 minor mistakes, right? And when I say 2 minor mistakes, it was like instead of playing, I don't know, the 8p instead of playing the 8p, you play the 5p, right? Because 5p connects with more tiles. Those I would consider minor mistakes. And the difference in higher tiers is pretty much you're allowed to make 2 of them. Otherwise, you're in last place. I'm not to try to scare you or anything. It's just I remember this stat like a very long time ago. Amazing hand. Pretty straightforward here. Bruh. I'd play the East. Nice. Riichi. 3 tiles in.
リーチ
Yeah.
覚悟はよろしいですか
Definitely wouldn't call you a beginner here.
Riichi. Cock, cock, cock.
Cock, cock, cock.
ロン
Even if they didn't reach there, I'm pretty sure they would play the 9M.
リーチドラ1赤ドラ1
ペ抜き。
ペ抜き
Wow. 1x? Oh, never mind. Well, with your playstyle, yeah, you play the East first. A lot of variety. Could play the 1p. If you want to play around with pieces, you can play the 8x. Play the 1P. Fight Leech.
リーチ覚悟はよろしいですか？
ポン震えろ
X suits, half flush. Yeah.
手抜き
And now, why? Oh, now you drew a 1P. And found yourself in trouble.
手抜き
Hang on, let me. There we go. Done with Where Winds Meet. They deserve to get punished. Hang on, I do want to take a look though. Yeah, it's a 1P that they drew. It was full force forward, right? They pawn this, trying to go for X suits, but they don't have a Yaku. Their Yaku was half flush. But the problem is their pair they can't pawn, and even if they could, both of them are out already. So just
手抜き
them forcing into themselves into a really bad place. And they got punished for it.
手抜き
ペ抜きペ抜き
West, nice. South, I would probably just discard this. Nice. Oof, unlucky, but again, like, come on. Any X suit, almost any X suit would be better. Compared to 2 remaining South? Yeah, no way. 3? I say 3 because more connects with 5, and you already have 3.
リーチ覚悟はよろしいですか？ロン
Yeah, they are not. Your opponents aren't defending at all, so.
リーチ一発ドラ3赤ドラ1ハネマン
1 sec. I did get a message. Do you need to reply to it? don't think. All right. Apologize for pausing the stream, but I don't think playing defense in East only is a very good idea because there's few rounds. It's also a valid point. I don't viable. I guess. Maybe because the reason why I am so reluctant to agree to that right away is because I play so defensively. And like offense wise, you win rounds with offense, but you win the game with defense. Does that make sense? It can't be like you're always full on offense. Or obviously you can't always be full on defense, right? But I could see some, like, you know, in three-man East, a bit more of offense. Yeah. I don't think that's wrong. See, you discarding this white. That's not what a new player would do. Very, very hard. Let's play through it together. And also, our tribal. Or it used to be. South. I would play the red. At the very beginning, when I first started, I would probably play something like 9x. And after a while, I would say play the red. Recently, I would say play the west. And my thought process is, well, why not play? The reason for me not playing the West is if I was in their shoes, right? If they have the West, it's useless to them. So they would immediately play it over other tiles. Unless they have a pair, right? Actually, let's play Showwoods. $7p. West? Oh, you're full on defense. Okay. Let's see if you stick with that. Oh. Yes, there's nothing you could do about it. Tan Yao. Hang on. Like, first round, there's nothing you could do. 9x? Don't need the east.
ポン。体の芯が熱くなってきましたわ。
It's still showing me the... I'm sorry. What would I play? They pawn. I'd probably play a 7p here. Right. My reasoning is, well, 1x is my triplet. 2, 3, 4. Here, going for a 3, 6. 1p pair. And you're not losing. You're not losing out on the 6 because you have 4, 5. You're keeping this as a safe tile? You do lose out on 4p.
Riichi.
Green. Here, I just play the 1p to back out. 6-9x is fine.
ロン。
4x south.
白本一赤ドラ1。
But again, like both rounds, there's nothing you could have done, right? One away. 8x. Nice. 5p.
リーチ。覚悟はよろしいですか？
I probably wouldn't have Liangzhou with that. Could have probably gotten something better. But you did discard the 8x. Yeah, like that. A 147x could have been better. And some more right there. Because this is single way, right? And there's one there. So, looking, without taking a look at their, knowing what they have in itself, you only have one 6x tile left. Yeah.
No.
I can understand with like your 4 tiles in, you might as well each, right? But you knowingly only have one more tile of all like 30 something tiles left. Oh, you did each by mistake? Fair enough. Fair enough. All right, got a bit to climb. No worries. Wait, but Yudichi maybe played a bit too fast? Oh well. East. Fair enough. No, East. You need to go big or go home, right? And probably play the east. You're losing out on 1, 2, 3x. Or no, 2, 3x. 2, 3, 5 to be exact. Six. Lose out on 5-8. Because this is all last, right? Your most important objective here is to don. Oh well, they're committed.
Riichi, 覚悟はよろしいですか?
What? Why not go for cheats? You still have tiles. 1 and 9. Yeah.
ここは戦場。油断大敵ですわよ。
I don't understand.
Wrong.
This player was in tempo. But because you'd each, they defended, but now they decided to attack again. And they're playing a tile that hasn't been played before. Of course they get punished. But this hand, you could have gotten so much better. 9x. If you want to play safe, 9p. Go for it, you play a 7. Or 3 is fine. Kind of flush. That's fine. 5x. 1 away. 2p. Nice.
こんなものなくとも私の目的は果たせますわ。
And 5. Nice sumo.
ズモ。
But yeah, that cheats.
トン、ダブトン、チュン、本一、ペイドラ1。羽間。
I mean, first off, in general, you're doing really well, right? Just a few minor here and there. Deciding half flush, which is nice. You know, you have possible yaku, maybe a pair, and a pair here. Hesitated. It's fair. It's really hard to discard at 1-4, and this is already made. Is that enough though? Yeah, it's enough. They're going for pea suits.
体の芯が熱くなってきましたわ。
5. Nice switch. Nice switch. Now you should consider the possibility. Let me turn this off first. That player on the left, either A is going for full flush, or B, which is going to be pretty rough since you played so much and you have 3 6s. Or B, they want your pair of west because you seed the green, red, east, and south. Or obviously not south, but green and red, and you have the white. So there is a chance they want this as well. And another thing to note that they haven't played a single pea suit, so most likely they aren't in tempo yet. I guess you're keeping it for a safe tile, sure. Making yourself, forcing yourself to play the west. It's fine. It's fine. I would just play the white here. It's fine to take a 1000 hit. If you got hit by that, you immediately lose. Riichi, Ipatsu, and then AP is a Dora.
Tenpai.
369. Yeah, they played a 7, so it was either 258 or 369. You got lucky there, I would say. But works out in the end, right?
Kyushu Kyuhai.
I probably would have gone for half flush there, though. West. You can use East yourself, so you play the West. And then there, next I would have played the 1P, since you have 4P. TOX. Nice. One away. Whatever connects with the 5, you just reach with it. Oh, wow. Why? You don't need this. You have 6, 7, 8, or 7, 8, 9. You use the 9P as your each tile. What if you draw like a 3, a 4, 6, or 7? Do you discard it now? Nice. At least you did discard it. Possible 2, 3, 4. 3P pair. Reach. I would reach with a 6P. Because it might lure out the 3P. And or the 9P. There's a 9P. Well, that's because you played 9P. But yeah, I would have reached with a 6P.
Riichi, Dora 1, Dora 3.
Damn, Ura Dora. Da, 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 da. And we got one last one. Dun, dun. Or is it the same one? Nope. One last one. I mean, obviously, you know, the end result matters, right? But was there a process as to why you like there was either you could reach with the 6P or the 9P, right? Was there a reasoning behind it? I'm only saying the 6P can lure out the both 3 and 9. But a 9P in general does not lure out a 6. Well, it sometimes does, but more often than not, it doesn't. Yeah, which is true.
ポン
Also, I really need to take a dump.
ペ抜き
5? Hmm. Yeah, 4 is fine. Oh, same result. I was a bit more surprised you didn't try to greed for Toy Toy. I mean, you got there in the end, but... And also, for example, another, I'd say, minor difference between East and Hanchan would be like there, right? It's only East 1. I still have another, like, one entire round, like 3 matches. You know what I mean, you know? So I probably would go for a larger hand, especially at East 1. And when it gets to South 1, I probably would have done what you did there. Does that make sense?
ペ抜きするよペ抜きするよ
A 6. A 6. What? Was this a mistake? The 6p? Oof, that west hurts.
ペ抜き
Please don't tell me you get half flush here.
構図を作ったそうだね
The only
もう一枚取れ
explanation I can have right now is it was a mistake. Nine M. Bruh. You're pretty close to pulling it off as well.
初本一ドラ4ペドラ1バイマン
Possible chunt.
ペ抜き
East.
構図を作った
8p. Did you play any other types of mahjong before Japanese mahjong? Seven.
ペ抜き
No, only this? Okay. Then I would tell you that the fact that you know this Mahjong, Japanese Mahjong, right? Taiwanese Mahjong is going to be so much simpler for you. Very, very, so much simpler. Because here I live in Taipei, right? And I do play real life like Taiwanese Mahjong with my friends. There is no furiten. There is no when you don't have to have a yaku, right? But you do use 16 tiles instead of 13 here. And maybe in the future you will get interested in other types of mahjong. You're gonna realize how simpler it is. I mean, I am from a country that doesn't play those games or even know it. Wow. I am actually speechless. All right, I should be focusing on the game here. 5x 9p. 5x is fine because 6. There's 1 5. You have 2. 3. The only way for them is if they have the last 6. But you already started to back out. Maybe I am the only. You never know. You never know. In fact, there's likely a Discord, from my understanding, right? There should be a Discord of your country that plays Japanese Mahjong. But I mean, without revealing too much, internet privacy, everyone needs to protect themselves. But I'm sure if you Googled a bit here and there, you might be able to find one. Egypt. Then I would have to say I'm very certain there are other people from Egypt that play. I think I've met a few actually. The only way they can learn from you is if they had a 9p pair.
Riichi.
So yeah. Uh-oh. No, they 7. They play a 7. I'm not against this. West is a tile that you drew, so. And you still have your dealer turn coming up, so still have another chance of coming back from this. But as I was saying, like if I was this player, right, and you're falling behind already, then you don't have a dealer turn to come back. Your countdown timer is already going. There's only 2 more games. However, if in this case, right, you're still fine because you have another round, and the last round is you being a dealer. The chances of you coming back with that 1.5 multiplier, it is much better. $2x. 1 away. Sure, not against it. You could use a 2-5p, 2p pair, 2-5, 6, 9p. Don't need it. Okay. Oof, that hurts. I'm kind of surprised you didn't go into Leech given your last previous play. No, but that was a mistake. Never mind. One P? You don't need to go into Leech here.
リーチ覚悟は
You
よろしい
choose
で
the
すか
2P for 7? I would have gone for E pickle.
ペー抜き
Because if I was them, right, I would take a look at your range. Your range is from 2P to 8P. You want something in between that, right? If you had a 7, you wouldn't discard the 8 and 9. If you had the 3, you wouldn't discard the 1 and 2. So I would have thought like maybe you have a 4-5 going for a 3-6, or a 5-6 going for a 4-7. That's your P suit range, and your X suit, it's 4 and 8 doesn't really make sense, because then you would have what? You wouldn't discard the 4 that early, or you wouldn't discard that 4 period, because then that 5-6 you wouldn't discard the 4, or 6 and 7 you wouldn't discard the 8. So X suits doesn't make sense. And if you cut it by 1, 4, 7, 2, 5, 8, 3, 6, 9, it can't be a 5. And 4 rules out 1 and 7. At best, you want 6 and 9. So here is your P suit. Oof. 3 pizza more. And again, they are not defending at all.
ロン
But hey, it works out in
リ
your
ー
favor.
チペードラ1ドラ1
I think if you clean up these minor mistakes, then it will be a breeze for you once you go into Galaxy.
ペー抜きペー抜き
I can't understand why your friend would say that. I know a lot of like American or United States people did get into Mahjong because of what's that one movie? Something Rich Asians. Yeah. But they play a different version of than Japanese Mahjong. But I am 100% sure there are other people in Egypt playing Japanese Mahjong. Maybe not as well as you are right now, but nice 3P draw, by the way. Green. One away. Honestly, I see this game must be more popular. This game, well, yeah, you have to understand, like, this is a much more newer version of Japanese Mahjong. Like, I'd say the previous version of this that's much more popular is called Mahjong Soul, which is also on Steam, right? It's also on the Apple Store as well. And there is an internet, like, web browser version as well. But if one day you really decide to go deep into this game or deep into Japanese Mahjong and you're really feeling it, right? You could check out the internet version of Tenhou, Tenhou. That is hands down, I think a lot of people would say, the strongest players of online Japanese Mahjong platform. It doesn't have any of these like graphics. I mean, there's a bit of customization you could do, like the table cloth, but the rest is just bland. No cute girls or pets or animals, nothing. But if you go by like the Steam users playing the game, Mahjong Soul has more players than Liege City. I don't mind a 4x.
こんなものなくとも
Oof, a bit rough.
私の目
That's
的
fine.
は果たせますわ。
リーチ
If I was in Galaxy, I would play the 1P route, by the way. Go for it. Ooh, tough. Play your offense.
天杯
Nice. Again, could have been 369 or 147. Live to fight another day. And also, like, another difference is when you're in Galaxy, right? You don't get points for being second place. So it really punishes you when you get third place. For example, just now, right? Wait, is that the same thing in Sun? But like, I'm happy with a second place. And the higher you go, it's not. It'll become more like that. You lose more by getting a third place than winning. For example, later I'll show you.
手抜きするよ
I discard the east since there's one on top left.
そうだね 手抜き
Bruh,
こんなものなくとも私の目的は果たせ
your
ます
draws has just been insane. Don't you dare give him a 3x. A 5p? Ooh, if he held out one more turn.
リーチ
But that works.
これもいらないの
Wow, you did get a 5p at the end.
これは打てばいいの
It's just everything falling into place. Honestly, what motivated me to learn was that while browsing YouTube, I came across someone playing it and really liked the anime style. Learned it simply because the anime style was cool. Oh,
あれあれはいい子はご褒美も
what
ら
is
える
this? X-suit? Was it also Riichi City? Oh, I assume it was Riichi City because you chose this game. But Bruh, everything was just falling into place. No matter how, if you wanted to play X suits, P suits, you would have either Tsumo, Rond, or anything.
つもこれにて終幕ですわ。リーチ
Yeah, it was an
ド
Easter.
ラ
I
1
got you.
ドラ2
Because a lot of people do find each city a bit more revealing, like in terms of, you know, how they are dressed, and their positions.
ペー抜き
And that's why when I first started this channel, right, if you really scroll back, I start off with the other game, Mahjong Soul, because I thought each city was a bit inappropriate.
ペー抜き
And probably attracted the wrong type of audience that I would like. But, you know, in the end, after playing so much of Mahjong Soul, each city was, you know, I thought of making a new series of each city, going from, again, 0 to all the way to where I am now.
リーチ
Like, in this case, I'd say this player, you're in third place by so much, right? If it was me, I would just bow out. Ooh, risky. Never punished. They better have enough. Actually, they will, because it'd be under 40,000.
ドラ
Chanta. Wow.
2 弾丸だ
If they didn't have enough, I'd be kind of salty. Turvin! Hello. It's been a while. I mean, I started with Mahjong Soul, but found the anime style in each city was better and more easy to get. Character. True. That is so true. Very, very true.
ペー抜き
Hello, Metal Wolf. But here. No, but I'm probably going to call it after this review. I do need to go use the restroom pretty badly. But happy to see you guys here. And Turin, of all people. But yeah, Metal Wolf. I think if 0x cleans up a few of the minor mistakes that they have, he could probably cruise through Galaxy. Probably.
ペー抜き
Hey, Turin, no worries, man. Busy's good, as I always say. I do see a few habits that King Evo does do that I may use against him next time we play. Who knows? Who knows? Yeah. But I wouldn't say it's completely wrong, but yeah, it's fine though. Is he actually gonna pull off the Nagashi manga? 9x? Hey. Do you Riichi here? I don't think you do. He might though. Oh, he doesn't. Wow. Guess I need to see. I'm not that good yet. A 4p pawn. I'm not against this. 4 piece cut off, 3. They're going X, most likely half flush X suits. There's no red, no green, no white. Chance of someone holding south pair is very high. Since it's south round, there's 1 east there, 2. So east is not their Yaku. So either A, they are going for half flush. B, they are going for waiting for south.
Pawn.
5? Ooh, a 1. Yeah, see, that's the south there. Oof, nice sumo.
つもこれにて終幕ですわ。リーチ、つも赤ドラ1、
See,
ペ
like
ドラ2。
that round, he's fine. He came out on top. But here, let me show you. See, Sun for second place. Here, you still get 5 points, right? And you get more for getting first, 60. But once you hit like 7th dan or 8th dan, for every loss, you get net loss of 10. 7th dan, you're still the same. And then when you get into Galaxy, you don't get points for getting second. Arya, hello. Hello, Emily. How do you play Mahjong with more than 1 player? I think it's a different type of Mahjong. Because there's Mahjong of, like, you know, how you try to match the tiles. That's also a type of Mahjong. And in this version of Mahjong, it's just to, you know, it's specifically playing against other players. But Zerex, or as I was saying here, this is why, you know, the higher you go, it's much better for you to just take a second place compared to a third place, right? Especially, or maybe in Sun. Excuse me. It gets to a point where each rank is -10, minus... like, if you get one of each, right? A first place, second place, third place, you'd still be losing points overall. Yeah, so hence why I am much happier with taking a second place than a third place. And, you know, Metal Wolf, as Xerax was talking about, like, playing on a much more offensive style in East only, which I'm not against, right? It's just, for me, it's a habit that I built over, like, these past couple years, or past few years of constantly playing in Hanchan, and at a higher rank, that I developed my much more defensive playstyle. And you do also have to realize that, like, just now with the games that we reviewed, most of your opponents weren't actually, you know, actively defending. Some of them defended, but then rushed again and got punished. Some of them weren't defending at all, right? So dealt into you. But to be able to climb to Galaxy and maintain there, you need to make sure you're not doing that kind of things. You need to understand, like by looking at their discards, how they're discarding, what tiles they need. So that's pretty much something that you need to learn in order for you to get out of Sun. Remember, like every time I've talked about this, right? I've always said that in each rank, each room, you need to learn something, and then you'll naturally climb out of that room. For example, again, said it before, Star, it's like you're just learning the game, right? You know, what works, what doesn't work, what are the rules. Moon, you start to understand, like, you discarding, how to discard with efficiency. And then Sun, you need to understand, oh, not only the things that you previously learned, but also looking at your opponent's discards to understand what they want to avoid them. And Galaxy, I'd say right now is here. On top of everything here, right? Understanding how, what your opponents want, you need to be able to, it goes into psychology of, for example, trying to play that game just now that we talked about, playing the 6P to lure out the 3P, or 5P to lure out 2P. That's the most basic one, right? So it gets into that kind of portion. The mind games, yes. At the end of the day, it's all mind games. It looks very simple, right? It's like, what are you talking about? It's just tiles. No. It's like, yeah. Since you built up this formation of, like, you know the basics from all these three, right? Then you need to understand how to counter that strategy that you've been playing for these past 3 rooms. I still remember, like, when I first made my very first video, right, of, like, what, 2024. I remember, I think I lost that one because I was playing too defensively. I was playing my style in, like, the higher ranks in a room where no one was defending, no one knew how to play the game, right? In Mahjong Soul, yeah, bronze rank, bruh. I'm like deciphering what they want and blah, blah, blah. You can't really fool someone that doesn't even know the rules, right? So there's that. But, my stomach is feeling a bit unwell, so I'm gonna go use the restroom. But that's pretty much it for today. Tomorrow, I will be live streaming 7 p.m. Taipei time. We will have a Where Winds Meet. It is Liangzhou update. I might even start streaming earlier. Who knows how much there is in the new update. Very excited to go try that out. And Friday, if also there's Breaking Army to do. Friday also has Breaking Army to get ready for GVG on Saturday, Sunday. Got quite a bit. And you know, you officially talking to the guild that, hey, rank 1. Right? We were rank 1. We are rank 1. Tomorrow I have distance study, so after I jump in. No worries, no worries. Alright. If you're on YouTube, please don't forget to hit that like, comment, and subscribe. Hit that bell notification. And if you're on follow, if you're on Twitch, please don't forget to hit that follow button. And we'll be seeing you guys tomorrow. Peace. Also, Tyrant, hey, really happy to see you in chat. Same with you, Emily. It's been quite a while. Peace. All right, I really have to go use the restroom. Bye.